It's week 2 of the NFL preseason, where depth charts and playbooks will be put to the test.
On it's a Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. This fielded right at the goal line. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And they will be led out by their second-year quarterback.
And what an incredible athlete with a cannon for an arm. And he's drawing comparisons to some of the best mobile QBs the league has ever seen. In addition, this young man has learned from his mistakes along the way. Prepares really well each and every time now, and he's got an opportunity to blossom in this system.
Meanwhile, Willis' throw going to be taken in by Cole. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. Willis looks to pass it here. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. Robinson will try to pick it up. And it was a stiff arm there that freed him enough to get the first before he's tackled. Didn't get it by much, but bottom line got the first down. Avoiding that 3 and out, how vital is that on the first drive?
To me, it's like the first round of a boxing match. You know, it may not mean much right then and there, but you'd rather not lose it, right? So you want to go ahead and get it, kind of establish something early, and hope it can carry through.
Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. Back to throw, Willis. And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much.
So now here in the 2nd week of the preseason, you'd expect the starters play a little bit more than they did in week 1, but not a whole lot.
So if you're an offensive coordinator, what are you looking for?
What you're looking for is things getting cleaned up as you...
That's into a crowd and intercepted. Picked off by Adrian Phillips. And they'll take over inside the 45 at the 44-yard line. Offensively, a far from ideal start there with a pick on the opening drive.
Yeah, not exactly what they were looking for. We know that. That's pretty obvious. The beauty, though, is it's happening early. If they don't panic, they don't compound this problem, they've got a long way to go and a chance to get back in it.
So here are the Raiders now with great starting field position. Orchestrating the offense will be the top pick in the 2018 draft, and that's Baker Mayfield.
And he's a guy who plays with a lot of emotion. He's learned how to channel it really positively because when he throws the football downfield and makes a big play, he'll be the first guy downfield to celebrate with you. But also when his team needs that confidence, when they need that jolt, they turn to him, and he's ready to provide it.
Here's 2nd and 10. Mayfield now. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete.
Well, so far in this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure, or do they play coverage on this down?
Oh, he tries to get it to Metcalf, but it's intercepted. Keely Ringo picks it off, and he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line. So consecutive interceptions here early on in this one, and maybe setting the tone, Charles, for a game where the defense really takes center stage.
And don't you think that both offenses are really catching a bit from their coaching staff about avoiding these turnovers that we've seen early? I think both teams are trying to find an advantage. We know that. Can one of them break away and take control of this game?
So good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 43. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And a dangerous throw there. Incomplete. He threw that into coverage. It was nearly intercepted. From the gun, here's Willis. Brought in over the middle by Graham. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. On 1st and 10, it's Robinson. And they'll bring him down after just a short pickup. Tackle made by Adrian Phillips. 2nd and 9 from the 44. Now Willis to throw. And that one complete downfield to Johnson. A big play there. 43 yards.
And the offense is saying to itself right now, only they were all this easy because he was wide open. And once he made the catch, plenty of room to work his way downfield. That was a breakdown on the defensive side of the ball, one that they want to fix immediately.
1st and goal at the 1. Robinson. And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down. Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal. Robinson again. And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. Brian Robinson Jr. It's a 1-yard touchdown run. And the Dragons take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown. A solid blocking up front from the guys on the offensive line allowed him to get in for the touchdown.
Yeah, some might say that the guys on the offensive line were in concert. I used to have a coach who called it marrying up, meaning when you get on a guy, you just stay right there. Each guy has his own assignment. That allowed the runner to make the big move towards the end zone.
And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. 2nd drive of the game coming up for this Las Vegas offense. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others, where they think they have an advantage. Dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Now the 3rd-year man, Najee Harris. Hold on here because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. Well, you hate to see this before the regular season even begins. And we'll take a break and come back. More preseason action in a moment. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Play action now. Here's Mayfield. That is caught. It's Uzomah. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. 25 yards that time.
And that's how you shake off the interception you threw on the opening drive, come back and throw another strike and gain nice yardage. And I give credit to 2 people on this one. The man throwing the ball and the person calling the plays. They're not shutting him down early in this game.
First down, Mayfield. And his throw is incomplete.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earn a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well.
That was not a real confident throw right there, and he's just 2 of 7 to start the game. Now he's going to have to find a groove with a big 3rd down coming up. Let's see if his confidence can increase.
Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Picked off by Quay Walker. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line.
Well, they're certainly not giving much help to their defense, are they? Because for the 2nd time now, that D has had to run back out on the field early after an interception. And remember, on the last drive, the opposing side took it in for 6 after that interception.
Toronto's offense ready to take over. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. They start on the ground with Robinson here. And this will leave them a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. Counting down toward the midway point in quarter 1. Willis. And that is incomplete. You know, during these preseason games, we're in week 2 right now, it's always funny looking at our spot charts up here in the booth because with all the guys that might play in this one, it seems to get bigger and bigger each year.
Yeah, we pretty much supersize them, don't we? Because, you know, remember, they're carrying 90 now. And with the new rules, they'll carry 90 all the way through the preseason before they make the final cut. Oh, yeah, a lot of guys to learn for these games.
Well, forget the run on 3rd and 1. They shock the D and rip off a pretty big play.
So he turned to a trusted, familiar face in that 3rd down situation. It paid off.
Yeah, you go to your veteran receiver in that spot, so you can't underestimate him when he's on the field. Defensively, make sure you know where he is because he understands how to get open in key situations.
To the air on 1st down, here's Willis.
And this is incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10, it's Willis.
That's caught. It's Dan Arnold, the tight end. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Right back to the air again with Willis.
Well, they would have gotten the conversion if he could hold on. Instead, the drop means it'll be 4th down.
That was a classic example of trying to run with the ball without securing the catch. He was thinking about those rack yards instead of making the catch first and then taking off.
Now Willis.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The 4th down pass play doesn't work out. And the Raider D, they get the football back.
Baker Mayfield going to lead his offense back out there. And he's been loose with the football early. Interceptions on the first couple of drives. As they start again here, we'll see if he can do better. 1st and 10.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
2nd and 10.
Harris running straight ahead. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
That 2nd down play call was not to pick up the 1st down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down because they had incompletion on 1st down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
And he is going to have the Raiders' 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. So, Charles, this defense in for a tough matchup. What do you think the game plan is here tonight?
Well, I think the game plan is the same as most, which is, hey, pass rushers, do your job. Coverage guys, do your job. And the linebackers are going to be a mix. Sometimes they'll drop in coverage. Sometimes they'll pressure the quarterback. But all in all, you never want to let that quarterback get a string of completions going because if so, they're hard to deal with, and it makes for a long evening.
Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. Touchdown, Raiders. DK Metcalf, 54 yards. And the Raiders are within an extra point of tying up this ball game.
Charles, there aren't really any slow receivers, but there's fast and then really fast. He's really fast, and he showed off the afterburners there.
And that he is because when he took off, I was thinking there is no chance that he can actually reach him with that pass. Yet he did, and he's still sprinting. And just think about what that does for everyone else on his team because his ability to stretch a field opens things up for the rest of the receivers on the team.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Austin elects to bring this out of the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. Toronto's offense ready to take over. They've got some stuff to build on from that last drive because they moved the football, CD, and then they tried to go for it on 4th down, didn't convert, probably left a bitter taste in their mouth.
I would say so, and I think that they go out in this series determined for that not to happen again. In fact, they don't want to get to a 4th down opportunity. They just want to make sure they get it done within the parameters that they've set for themselves. Run their offense, get it into the end zone. Yeah, I think a little bit of determination and a dash of anger.
Willis. He finds his man. Complete. It's Grant. First down pickup of 8. Now Willis to throw. And
Incomplete. A drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up second down.
Again to throw. Willis on second down.
And he's going to lose a yard or two. Taken down behind the line.
What do they have for this? 3rd and 11. 3rd down. It's Willis.
Well, almost, but not quite. Needed 10. He got 9. 4th down.
That looked great when he first took off because, in my mind, there was room to run, and he had the marker in his sight. But I certainly didn't expect him to close so quickly, and neither did he. They got to him just in time, and now that forced him to make a decision with his 4th down call.
On 4th down, A.J. Cole comes on to punt. And deep to return it is Marcus Jones.
And a good result there as that'll get out of bounds and pin them back at their 10-yard line. Now the Raiders offense, they get set to head back on the field.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Yeah, boy, it is tough to bring him down that time. He surges forward. He's going to get a full 6 out of that. 2nd down.
Seven, our score after 1. The Raiders with the football here to begin quarter number 2. As they've got it with a 2nd and 4 coming up. Here's Mayfield. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Keely Ringo picks it off.
And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
An excellent play there, CD, on the pick 6. And I think were they a nickel? Did they have an extra DB out there?
Yeah, Brandon, I think they were in standard nickel, not the Buffalo, as teams like to call it, meaning 3 safeties for big nickel. They just wanted to take away the quarterback's throwing lanes, and that's exactly what they did and came through with a big-time pick 6.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that makes the score 14-7. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20.
The Raiders offense now, they trot back out.
Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick 6, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick 6 and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, oh, hey, you'll get them next.
That's caught at the 25.
It's a big play there for Vegas.
65 yards.
He's already got 1 touchdown this first half already. That very nearly was a 2nd. Defensively, they're going to have to figure something out because he's been able to outrun the defenders early and often so far.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a 1st down in the red zone. Throwing, Mayfield. This will be caught at about the 6.
And the Raiders are going to be looking at 1st and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line. Harris will take this one in for a Vegas touchdown. Well, that was a quick drive. The passing game set it up, and then the running game finishes it off.
And how about how few plays it was to get it done, but they threw it downfield and then pounded it into the end zone. And as a former defender, I can tell you, it hurts just a little bit more when they run it into the end zone instead of throwing it.
point after, right down the middle. And we are tied at 14. So the drive there, they went 80 yards in 3 plays.
And it was Najee Harris who finished it off with a touchdown run. Austin elects to bring this out of the end zone. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. Toronto's offense ready to take over. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. And a short pickup to about the 25.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. As we thought they might do here in week 2 of the preseason, they've left their starting quarterback out there for this second quarter. But I would imagine we will not see him after halftime.
Yeah, this is the time of year you've got to get your backup some reps and make sure you protect your starting quarterback.
And now the third down throw incomplete as well.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. Here's Jones on the return. Call that a 46-yard punt with a net of 40 on the 6-yard return. And the Raiders will take over now, 1st and 10.
The Raiders now set to get the football back.
And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. Great way to start the drive. 20 big ones and a first down.
Well, with the problems they've had giving away the football in this first half, they've got to be over the moon that this is still a tie ball game. So here's where a quarterback has to move the turnovers to the back of his mind and focus on the present. And that's a good throw there to pick up a first down.
A first down throw from Mayfield. And he's got his man on the out route. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds.
From the 44-yard line, here's 2nd down and 7.
Mayfield.
That's swung out wide to Harris.
No gain on the play. 3rd and 7 now.
So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage.
Play fake. Mayfield.
And that's to the left sideline and incomplete.
Sometimes the game is pretty simple. Put a few extra defensive backs on the field, give them nowhere to throw the football, force the incompletion, and get off the field on 3rd down.
And he put enough leg into it, but it's well off to the right and no good. And this game will remain tied here in quarter number 2. So it's an empty trip downfield there as they get a missed field goal on 4th down.
And I didn't see anything in the setup. It's a good snap, good hold.
Yep.
He just pushed it, and that one never wanted to come back.
Toronto's offense ready to take over. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1.
Able to find the open man. That's complete.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Now Willis on a bootleg.
And the catch made by Johnson. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and it'll be 2nd down.
second down and a run by Robinson.
And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
Well, it wasn't a goal line situation, but how about the goal line formation on 3rd and short? They went in and went heavy. No surprise on who was going to get the football. How about the power exhibited there?
Yeah, that was just put a hat on a hat, drive forward. Nice job to pick it up. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Now a 2nd and 2.
They'll run again here with Robinson. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Robinson up the middle.
And he gets halfway home from the 10 to the 5 on a pickup of 5.
That's a strong pickup right there on 1st down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
Straight ahead, it's Robinson.
And he is into the end zone for a touchdown.
Brian Robinson Jr.
ready for the regular season with his 2nd touchdown of the game. And his guys are going to take the lead.
So his strong first half continues as he finds the end zone here for the 2nd time.
And definitely good blocking at the point of attack. And you just have to love watching the way he can create space down near the goal line. And he's able to take it into the end zone.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the lead is now 21-14. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
Taken at the goal line. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. Get a look at DK Metcalf as this offense returns to the field.
Making his presence felt early in this one. First half, already over the century mark.
How about the yards per completion, too? That's a pretty darn good number there. Number of catches, but he's shredding defenses, getting big yardage with each and every one of them.
Mayfield now looking to throw on 1st down. Wide open receiver complete. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. On the give, this is Harris. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
2nd and a couple.
They hand this off to Harris. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Now it looks like we've got a Raider here, slow to get up.
Well, injury's never good, especially here in the preseason. Hopefully nothing serious. They'll take a look at him, and we'll step aside for a moment.
And now Mayfield on the bootleg.
He's got his target. That's complete.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Well, they only needed a small gain on 3rd down. They end up getting over 30 yards.
Well, it looked his way quite a bit in this first half, and with good reason. You can see it there. He has such a handful defensively. Just too hard to keep him under wraps. It delivers a big play here for this offense.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception.
Picked up by Trenton Simpson.
And he will take this all the way up past the 40-yard line.
Now, I would guess that combined, if you spoke to both defenses, neither side has a lot to celebrate today. They haven't had a lot of stops, but that one right there, that's a big one because they stole points away with that play. And just as importantly, picked up a key stop on an offense that's been really impressive here in the early going.
Brian Robinson Jr. making his way back onto the field.
Good returns on the last drive. He hit the end zone for the 2nd time. Good returns in this first half, really.
Yeah, good returns for his team. Really good returns for the guy. And you know where I'm
fantasy.
Going. Darn right. Those fantasy guys who have him on their team, they're rejoicing right now, and they have a high expectation.
that what they've seen already will continue.
More. You talk about fantasy line, but you don't. Why don't you just play? You don't.
I'm not good enough to play the fantasy game. I enjoy watching
You're an analyst.
you do it.
You're an expert.
I mean, you were a champ last year. Keep it up.
5th place.
Okay. Well, that's a champ in my book.
Willis will look to throw it.
And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down. To throw, here's Willis.
And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. The escapability in evidence there is that one good for 15 and a first.
They asked him to take charge and get them to a spot where they could at least attempt a kick before the half, and he does just that. Didn't trust what he saw downfield, so he took it upon himself to get them in the field goal range using his legs. That's coming through with a play they needed in a big spot.
So the completion gets him just a yard, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Willis out of the gun. And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down.
Well, they need to get to the 29 if they want to pick up a first here on 3rd down.
Play fake. Here's Willis.
A bullet throw, but incomplete.
How about this defense? They came up with a couple of big plays in this sequence, and none better than the one right there, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
The kick by Carlson is good, and the lead works its way up to 10, 24-14.
They already had the early lead, and they get the interception, Charles, and now they add 3 more with the field goal.
Yeah, they're in control of how this game is playing out so far. You mentioned the early lead. Now they're expanding on it, getting plays on both sides of the ball. A winning recipe if they can keep this up.
And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. The Raider offense going to head out now late in this 1st half. And with a little under a minute remaining, they may try to put something together here just to try to cut into that deficit. Man open downfield, it's Metcalf.
He'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
A 1st and 10 here, and you know, if they could just get 3 out of this, something about whittling it to a 1-score game at half that might provide a psychological boost.
And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. It'll be a gain of 5, and it'll be 2nd down. Mayfield to throw it. And a big loss here as he's taken down. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this 1st half. And he's going to take this one up only to about the 44-yard line. Now the defense going to use the 1st of their timeouts.
So as they talk it over, we step aside.
And the fair catch is taken at about the 13-yard line here. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. And the offense will come back out deep in their own territory. A little under 30 seconds to go. We'll see how they play it here on 1st and 10.
Shotgun snap to Willis. That's out wide here for Robinson.
Oh, what a juke into space. And he'll be out right at the 35. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
That turns into a very well-orchestrated play right there. Going to work his way out of the backfield to the right, and after he looked it in, he found plenty of space to roam and picked up big yardage.
He finds his man complete. It's Grant. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's 2nd down. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game as we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
Both of these offenses had their share of high points in that 1st half. Each team had some big moments, and it would seem this could turn out to be a game where the last score wins.
Okay, Brandon, thank you very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in just a minute. Week 2 of the preseason is upon us. Each team now with just one more game after this one.
And then we will get it all started as we normally do on the first Thursday after Labor Day.
And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15.
Out comes the Raiders offense. They'll go on offense first to start quarter number 3.
This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the third quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, let's face it, in the first half, most of their focus was in the passing game. And to their credit, resulted in a healthy amount of yardage. So I would think that at halftime, they're going to anticipate that defense loosening up a little bit to try and cover the passing lanes. They've got to get the running game going, and there should be some gaps to run through now.
Now this throw caught left side. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds.
2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a third here, and it's good for a first.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
They'll run with the former Bill, Zach Moss.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there.
Now a 2nd and 10. Here's Hayner looking to throw it. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Trenton Simpson.
And he's able to get it back to right around the 27. Tough one there. First drive of the third quarter, throw an interception, and now a chance that they could be an even a bigger hole if they can convert this into points.
Yeah, but how good do you feel if you're that defensive coordinator right now? Because you just know that the head coach looked at him and said, turn him loose, big man. And he'd be able to take a few extra chances playing with this type of a lead, and boy, it paid off.
Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half.
And they'll have good field position here following the interception and a chance to build on their lead as they start with a 1st and 10.
And only a yard this time as he's taken down right around the 26.
Now we get a stoppage because a member of the Raiders shaken up on that one. Boy, you hate to see this before the regular season even begins. We'll take a break and come back. More preseason action in a moment.
A first throw for the backup, Ryan. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Palmer. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
Here's 3rd and 3.
Ryan.
This one thrown underneath to A-Chain.
And he appears to be about 2 feet short on 3rd and 3. Leaves him with a 4th and 1.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Throwing again, Ryan. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Here's the rookie from Auburn, Tank Bigsby.
It's a 3-yard pickup, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
One thing I do know that offensive linemen like, they like a guy who's carrying the ball that will take what is blocked. Not try and create a big play, maybe take a loss, not try and go where the blocking isn't. But
he will take this one in for a touchdown.
Tank Bigsby
taking it in from 2 yards out.
And the Dragons take advantage of the short field and finish it off with a quick touchdown. But just power football there down near the goal line. Give it to him. He's able to push his way across.
Yeah, they went heavy there. Sometimes you have those big offensive linemen come in, have to report like they're eligible. But all they're doing is getting a good stance, blocking, and getting their runner across the goal line.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17.
And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. Here's Las Vegas ready to take the field. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Now it looks like we've got a Raider here, slow to get up.
Well, injury's never good, especially here in the preseason. Hopefully nothing serious. They'll take a look at him, and we'll step aside for a moment.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
To throw is Haener. That is caught, and he is going to have the Raiders first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now they run. It's Mason. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards. Back to the 33.
Jalen Carter working his way back behind the line of scrimmage and dropping it for a loss.
I know they'd love to take some heat off of that young quarterback, but so far, not much in the running game, and this won't help things either. A loss on that play.
Haener here from the gun. Finding his target, it's Trey McBride.
So it's a gain of 12 there on the reception. And that's going to make it 3rd down and less than a yard.
Haener here to throw it.
And unable to connect. If he had caught it, it would have been a 1st down. Instead, it's 4th.
Looks like another empty possession offensively. And you're at that point in the game where you can't afford too many more of these. So this is going to require some heavy thinking on the sideline to figure out what they can do to crack this defense.
Yeah, he was looking for the checkup bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field.
And that last touchdown drive, a good mix of pass and run. Defensively, they just looked a little out of whack.
And it's so hard to stay up with an offense that has things going so well, where you're guessing and guessing wrong play after play. So
there he goes, left side.
Still going. He's on his way.
Touchdown!
Devon A-Chain.
An 80-yard touchdown.
And the Dragons are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the lead is now 24. Those are the ones the offensive coordinators dream about. One-play drives from that distance. What an effort. It results in the touchdown.
And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. The Vegas offense ready for their next possession. Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
Throwing, Haener.
He'll drop this off to Laird. And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12. Really good defensive effort. They were all over that little swing pass out to the right side before lost yardage.
Terrific read, better execution, and done with a lot of enthusiasm, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
They saw it all the way, ran to the football, and caused a nice play for lost yardage.
And they will rally and stop him short of the 1st down. They get him to the ground at the 26.
And that doesn't have to gain big yardage to be an impactful play, because if you can get those pass rushers second-guessing themselves that they might get hit with a screen, maybe you can wind up slowing them down just a step. And if you do that, that's a win for that play.
A 40-yard punt, no return. And out will come the offense as they take over.
Toronto's offense ready to take over. Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. To throw is Ryan.
He's got the rookie from Tennessee, Jalen Hyatt.
He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play.
They'll see about converting this 3rd and 8.
Now Ryan. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. Here's A.J. Cole now, as he'll come on to kick this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken just outside the 20-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt.
And it'll be Raiders football, 1st and 10. Hayner sets up play action. He's going to find Edwards open downfield.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive.
Hayner looking to throw.
And he's going to be hit and taken down. Back right around the 48-yard line.
Multiple players getting home there, and it's a loss of 2 on the sack.
Now following the sack, they'll come up here on a 2nd down and 12.
Hayner sets to throw it.
And this will be incomplete.
With a rookie quarterback out there, you're definitely going to find out how he handles adversity, because this one so far hasn't gone according to plan. He's got to fight through it and show him what he's made of.
A dump off for Mason.
And he is going to have the Raiders 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Hayner.
Looking middle, and that's complete. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
2nd down and a yard. Play action. Here's Hayner to throw. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up 3rd down.
They'll run here with Mason. There's the stiff arm. And down inside the 15 he goes.
And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. Boy, you hate to see this before the regular season even begins. Now, we'll take a break and come back. More preseason action in a moment. Hayner going bootleg here.
And that is, I think he caught it. He did, but they'll say out of bounds. It'll be incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Back to throw.
That's to the sideline and incomplete.
And now offensively it's 3rd and 10, and I'm just thinking to myself, actors always say, what's my motivation before a big scene? Right now the play caller's thinking, what have I done before that's worked well that I can go to right now?
Yeah, because they were pretty successful in the 1st half scoring points. Haven't done anything so far here in the 2nd half.
Now yet another incompletion here as they fail to connect on 3rd. On now is the field goal team. Here's the Raiders. We'll try for 3. From the right hash, this a 31-yard attempt. And his kick is good. And they get a little bit closer here as the lead's down to 3 touchdowns. So he missed that field goal earlier, but he says not this time. Able to knock it through, give his guys 3.
I like his poise. I like his confidence, his belief in himself. Sometimes when you miss that first one, you'll see a lot of guys sag and they can't make the next one. Not in this case. Stepped right up like a pro.
And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the third quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
Second down, here's a run with Bigsby.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. They go backwards there 2 yards, and 2nd and 1 is now 3rd and 3.
It's now 3rd down and 3.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. We'll return with more preseason football on EA Sports.
3rd and 3.
Off the play fake. Here's Ryan.
That's going to be caught by Bigsby.
Yeah, this is only going to be a gain of 2. He needed 3. It's 4th and 1.
How about that strategy there, Brandon? 3rd down. They just said, we've got faith in our tacklers. We'll give you the short stuff, and just decided to protect the sticks. So every time I hear fans telling me tackling's not a part of the game anymore, plays like that, I can clip and save and show them you have to tackle well if you want to be a good defense.
A 41-yard punt there with no return.
And they will take over 1st and 10. Hayner on 1st and 10.
That went into the hands of Laird. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a 2nd and just a few inches left.
It's 2nd and inches at the 32-yard line.
From the gun, here's Hayner. The throw here right sideline falls incomplete.
A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Hayner will throw it again.
And incomplete, a drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up 2nd down.
Leads to 2nd and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Here's Hayner looking to throw it.
And his throw's going to be incomplete. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. 21 yards there on 3rd down.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on other throws.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
This could be the start of a nice stand from this defense now after getting walked backwards on this drive. Come through with another one here, and you have them staring at a 3rd and long, and that puts the defense in a position to dictate to the offense.
A short one here, caught by McBride.
And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up.
Well, injury's never good, especially here in the preseason. Hopefully nothing serious. They'll take a look at him, and we'll step aside for a moment.
Now Mason. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Not a huge carry there on first down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on second down.
Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. A 1-yard gain there following the 3-yard pickup on first down. Already a pair of third down conversions for them on this drive, but right now they need 5 yards on this third down try. Down right around the 25. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave them with a 4th down.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
They'll go for it. Here's Haener. Throwing left side here, and it's complete. And now this is going to depend on the spot. And they say he's just short. The Raiders try it on 4th down, but to no avail. And this long drive is going to wind up yielding nothing. Well, certainly not the way that they were hoping that possession would end, failing to convert on 4th.
And now they've got to make sure that they keep their poise, they keep their confidence. Just because it didn't work once doesn't mean if they get that same situation later that they shouldn't go for it again. The defense feels great, but the offense, they can't be despondent.
And not much doing there, maybe a yard up to the 23. So 4th quarter, a nice run there to start this drive. Charles, what do you think the split will be here between run and pass?
Well, partner, I think it'll lean towards the run, but this is also not a time where you just totally do that. You still have to possess the ball, move the sticks, and keep the clock moving as well. So they'll run their offense, but yeah, when they have a chance to run it, they'll do that a little bit more.
3rd down and 10.
Here's Ryan.
He'll get this complete to Calvin Austin.
And he will be marked down short of the 1st as they get to him at the 29. That'll go for a gain of 7. And that'll bring up 4th down. Here's A.J. Cole now as he'll come on for his 5th kick of the night. This is fielded at the 27. 42-yard punt, 6 on the return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Now the Vegas offense heading back out there. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
On 1st down, Haener.
And that is incomplete.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
On 2nd and 10, Haener again.
Quick hitter here, it's complete. 5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out.
And he's going to be brought down here in the backfield.
Reed Blankenship gets in there to drop him for a loss of 13 yards, and it's also 4th down now.
The lessons will continue of this rookie. He's got to learn how to read situations just a little bit better. That far behind the line, he's got to find a way to get rid of the football and not take the sack, whether it's with his legs or just throwing it away.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. Now on 4th down here, that pass knocked away and incomplete. The Raiders try it on 4th down, but to no avail. And the ball will go over on downs on the short side of the field. Well, at this stage of the game in the second half, down 3 scores, I guess they felt like they needed to push.
And let's face it, with this deficit, if they give up another score here after they didn't get it, does it really matter?
Right.
It really doesn't. They had to go and try and make something happen if they had any chance of winning this game.
Down to about the 37.
At this stage of the game, with the score where it is, the key here, stay in bounds, and he did just that. Not by a huge margin, but he stayed in.
And those come up in what we like to call winning edge meetings. The things that you have to do, late game situations, kicking situations, doesn't matter what it is, the things you have to do to win a game, and that comes up in that meeting, then you practice it, they've got to be happy to see it executed, being able to stay in bounds and work the clock.
A-Chain on 1st and 10.
And he'll get this one down to about the 27. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning.
Again, it's A-Chain.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Now a stoppage, and oh boy, we've got Mayfield shaken up on the play.
Well, you hate to see this before the regular season even begins. We'll take a break and come back. More preseason action in a moment.
On 3rd down, Ryan. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down.
The 4th quarter with a 3-score lead here, Charles, but they're still going back to the air and looking for more points.
Well, with this game well in hand, it's an opportunity for the guys to come off the bench and get a chance to play. And a lot of coaches, they want to run their full playbook no matter who's on the field.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. Hayner will throw on 1st down.
He'll drop this off to Laird. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds.
This 2nd and 4. To throw is Hayner.
And he will find his man on the outside. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45.
It's a gain of 17 yards. And the Las Vegas 1st down.
1st down, here's Hayner. This is taken in by McBride. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40.
15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another 1st down.
Hayner looking to pass once more.
Over the middle, it's complete. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that's going to bring up 2nd down.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 36-yard line.
Throwing, Hayner.
And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he is out of bounds inside the 30.
It's a gain of 6. 1st down, Raiders.
1st and 10, Hayner going to the air.
He's got Mason complete. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds left to go in the game.
On 2nd down, here's Hayner.
Looking for his running back, and he's got him.
And that's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice short tackle.
Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
Oh, it's intercepted. A drive killer there. Picked off by a Caleb Evans.
And he will take it out to the 25-yard line. I'm sure as a rookie, even though this is preseason, Charles, interceptions, you got to eat at you quite a bit.
They certainly do, but here's the problem that he's confronted with. He's not the high draft pick. He's not seen as the next guy. He's got to prove himself to everyone and get noticed. So maybe instead of taking the safer throw, you press it a little bit. Try and push it downfield, try and fit into a tight window. And sometimes interceptions result.
Ball start, offense.
Well, the offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted. The defense can stop it twice more as they take a knee here. Well, partner, under the lights in primetime, this offense, they gave the nation quite a show, putting up that many points to come away with what will certainly be a memorable win for them.
And, Brandon, I think it's as simple as this. Some players, some teams, they're just meant for the big stage. And when they get a chance to play in this type of atmosphere where all eyes are on them and all the lights are shining brightly, they show up and they show out.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. With that, we say good night, everybody.